This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Tonight, the Alton community is mourning the deaths of this man and woman in their 80s. The couple was killed yesterday as floodwaters rushed through much of that area. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Caroline and Terry Dooley, who are both from Alton, were near their farm in Jersey County, Illinois, when the water began to rise. Suddenly, both of them were trapped in their car as extreme rain fell on Beltrees Road just east of Fessler Road in Elsa. The couple is from Alton, which is about 20 minutes away. That's where Justina Coronel is live tonight with reaction. Justina.
We're told the Dooleys were dedicated to the community and each other, and we've learned they were together for more than 50 years, and they were always by each other's side.
For it to happen, it was just a pure tragedy.
Living by the water in Elsa for more than 40 years.
With that rain, these creeks start moving, and they move quick.
CJ Springer knows the power of Mother Nature.
It's a real tragedy. There's no way around it.
Tuesday morning, fast-moving water took the lives of his neighbors, Terry and Carolyn Dooley.
He's been here most of his life. I mean, that's the family farm.
We've learned the couple was inside a car near their farm. The Jersey County Sheriff said his officer responded around noon to Beltrees Road. They found the 88-year-old woman dead inside of the car. 3 hours later, they found her 88-year-old husband also dead.
Him and her was both well-known. They're well-known folks from this area. I mean, you know, there's going to be a great loss.
Their impact is felt in Alton, too, where the duo lived.
A terrible loss, a very sudden loss, too, which again makes it a little sharper.
Father Chris Ewell said the Dooleys were longtime parishioners at St. Mary's Catholic Church.
I had just talked to Terry. He was a part of our finance council for over 30 years. A good couple, a very fun couple. They always had a lot of fun. Carolyn always had a smile on her face.
Alton Main Street director called them a philanthropic powerhouse, saying they dedicated years of their time improving their neighborhood called Middletown in Alton.
Pascal Park and renovating and upgrading that park when it wasn't in very good repair. So if you go by it now, it's beautiful. That's a part of certainly their legacy, Carolyn and Terry.
Their mark is visible in Haskell Park. Their bricks and legacy will stay there forever.
Just a good couple and always together, and sometimes I think poking fun at each other too, which is it's always kind of good to see. Joyful and faithful, I say, would be a great legacy for them.
I also spoke to other people in the area, and everyone has said amazing things about this couple, and they said they were a beacon of light. In the last hour, we've learned the funerals are set for Monday. Reporting live, Justina Coronel, 5 on your side.
There is a massive cleanup effort underway right now in Washington County, Illinois. 5 on your sides, Laura Barczewski returned to Nashville one day after one dam overtopped and another breached.
The Nashville Public Works Department says while there's no longer an immediate threat from the town reservoir, they have to wait for the rain to stop for several days and this area to dry out so they can make the necessary repairs to the secondary dam. Crews were able to repair the roads that got washed out. The public works superintendent says the secondary dam worked exactly as it was supposed to. It's made of natural materials that are meant to break away gradually to prevent water from flowing too fast and breaking the main dam. They say the most damage happened to a handful of homes and 2 businesses in the floodwater path. Repairs to the dam could take weeks.
A lot of handwork because it's made, you know, it's made to, you know, to fail, so it's a lot of clay and different levels and hand tamping, and it's very involved.
If you have damage to your home or your property, you can call and report that to the Washington County Emergency Management Agency at 618-327-4800. Reporting in Nashville, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
Flood relief efforts are also underway in St. Clair County after heavy rain tore through those several towns there. County officials are now assessing the damage and calling for the state or federal government to sign a disaster declaration. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan is live in Belleville with what this means for flood victims who need help. Megan.
Mike, the Clair Fairgrounds in Belleville is just one place in St. Clair County that was inundated with flooding. At one point yesterday, this area right here was filled with up to 18 inches of water. Crews have been here all day trying to help to clean the mess up. Now, the county is calling for an emergency declaration.
It was a disaster zone.
St. Clair County Board Chairman Mark Kern and EMA Director Herb Simmons signed a flood disaster declaration after up to 8 inches of rain smacked the county, with the heaviest rainfall hitting the Shiloh area. Hundreds of 911 calls, several dozen water rescues, and many homes and government buildings were flooded out.
It was very clear that this was a storm that we hadn't seen for decades.
There were areas that flooded yesterday that in all my 71 years, I've never seen it flood, like the fairgrounds.
Over at the Clair Fairgrounds, 3 feet of water stood outside the doors.
We have extensive damage, water, mud. We had all of our electric off, so we have to dry all of the electric out before we put that back on. It'll be at least a week to 10 days of cleanup.
But there could be assistance on the way.
The governor called yesterday. Early on in this incident, he was aware that we were having rains that were really unprecedented.
Kern and Simmons are hopeful the state will declare the county a disaster, so those impacted could potentially receive flood buyouts.
Their homes are assessed to see the damage. They are appraised, and then people are made offers to see if they would take the offer to get out of the floodplain and buy a home elsewhere.
I think it was a disaster that we will overcome.
As of just an hour ago, 900 people have already reached out for help, and county officials expect that number to continue to grow over the next few days. Now, if you live in St. Clair County and have flood damage, you can fill out a form. You can find that on the county's EMA Facebook page. Live in Belleville, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
Flooding caused a lot of damage to the Traylor Bar and Grill along the Katy Trail. That's in Warren County near Marthasville. Here's a video. It's showing massive flooding inside of the kitchen and the dining room. The owner telling us they did not have flood insurance and they lost most of the equipment. If they're able to reopen, it will likely be in a new location. Let's take you live to Milwaukee, where day 3 of the Republican National Convention is underway. Vice President nominee J.D. Vance will deliver a speech in just a few hours.
5 on your side political editor Mark Maxwell is at the RNC in Milwaukee tonight, where he's been talking to delegates from Missouri and Illinois. Mark.
Yeah, hey, Mike and Ann, we're here on the floor of the RNC, where really anything can happen in a moment's notice. It can go from a lively concert-type feel to a sobering speech. We're seeing all that behind the Illinois delegation here. You see the room packed here. Basically, delegates here have already done their heavy lifting. On night 1, they nominated President Trump. Now they're essentially spectators waiting to see what the DNC looks like in 1 month. I want to bring you over here to Liz. Liz is from Illinois. We've been talking with her. Liz, it's good to see you from Springfield.
Yes.
What are you looking to hear from J.D. Vance tonight?
I'm really excited. I am so excited. This was my first pick. So when they announced that it was going to be him, I was very, very happy. Well, I expect for tonight, I expect that he's going to touch on some of the things that he's probably very good about, which is the military, strengthening the military, him being a former Marine. I think that he's going to bring a lot of energy back into the military, which means he's also going to bring a lot of national pride back into the country.
You're a Republican. I get that. You're with Donald Trump. Democratic delegates who are in a position like yours have to go to a convention soon, and they have a question. Do they back Biden? Do they ditch Biden? What do you think that question is like for a delegate? What do they have to consider going into their convention?
Well, the fact that he's not cognitively functioning right now. This has been demonstrated on national TV. I don't think this is something that anybody can deny anymore. I think that by denying it it's crazy.
And we're going to hear more of that kind of message, Liz. Thanks for joining us here. But we'll have a recap for you tonight at 10 o'clock after J.D. Vance takes the stage here. Live in Milwaukee, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Coming up, a chaotic scene at one local hospital. The disaster drill that could one day end up saving countless lives.
Plus, rescued animals rescued for a second time. The effort to care for more than 80 animals forced from their shelter by flooding.
Our weather impact forecast is a dry one over the next few days, but it's a bonus because temperatures will be comfortable, and we're talking about a weekend forecast that we think you'll like.